powerful tools of control in modern life. It keeps people striving without ever arriving, longing without ever being fulfilled. Friedrich Nietzsche, with his piercing insight into human behavior, warned against living according to the values of the herd. He believed that most people, rather than creating their own values, simply adopt those imposed upon them by the collective. This, he argued, leads to a life of mediocrity, of half-truths, and of spiritual decay. Nietzsche's challenge was radical. Dare to question everything society has told you, and begin the painful but liberating task of creating your own path. But how many of us truly dare? The deception becomes even more dangerous when we realize that it doesn't just affect what we want, but how we see ourselves. In modern culture, self-worth is often measured by external standards: how much money you earn, how attractive you appear, how many followers you have, how productive you are. But these are not natural measures of human dignity. They are manufactured standards, designed to keep people endlessly comparing themselves, endlessly striving and endlessly consuming. And the more we internalize these standards, the more we forget our intrinsic worth as conscious beings. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, who would you be if society's labels and expectations were stripped away? If no one told you what success should look like, if no one judged your worth by your appearance, your wealth, or your status, what would remain? That question, though uncomfortable, cuts directly into the heart of the great deception, because at its core, the deception is not only about controlling your choices, it is about controlling your identity. Carl Jung once observed that the greatest tragedy of modern man is that he has lost touch with his own soul. In the pursuit of progress, efficiency, and material success, we have neglected the inner life. Jung believed that this disconnection leads to emptiness, anxiety, and despair. We are surrounded by more comforts than any previous generation, and yet psychological suffering is at an all-time high. Why? Because comfort without meaning is hollow. Distraction without depth only numbs us temporarily. This is why so many people feel a vague but persistent sense of unease, as though something vital is missing from their lives, even when everything seems fine on the surface. It is the soul's quiet rebellion against the deception. Deep inside, something within us knows that the life being sold to us is not the life we were meant to live. And here is where the true journey begins. To see through the deception of society is to awaken to your own power. It is to realize that the narratives around you are not absolute truths, but stories. And stories can be rewritten. The philosophers, psychologists, and thinkers who dared to question the illusions of their time all left us with the same challenge.